Oh, it's a biotech company. Biotech companies don't generally create too much profits until they're very mature, large companies. H.C. Wainwright, not getting a pipe deal anytime soon. Oh yeah, we have to look at Opendoor. That's definitely one to look at. Opendoor, most actively traded by far. 93 million shares. Closest one is 6 million shares. I think it's just a dangerous time to short anything with a lot of momentum. But unless you have like a really solid reason. I mean, to be fair, the stock's just back to the same levels it was 9 months ago. So is that really that interesting? Real estate inventory. They have $2 billion of real estate. See, a lot of times these stocks that popped, like they just weren't shorts before, so that doesn't make them shorts now. Yeah, James, tell me about it. Now I'm back. I almost didn't get my sell order filled, and I was just like, oh, if it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think D-Wave's a monster short, but again, as I said earlier, like about the DJT short, like I don't know if you're gonna short anything right now, you just have to be prepared to wait it out. And if you think it's gonna instantly go down just because you press the short button, life doesn't work that way. You know, it's already like a roller coaster. So why do you expect the roller coaster to stop and get really smooth the second you jump on the roller coaster? It's going to still be a roller coaster. So don't complain if it's still a roller coaster because you jumped on the roller coaster. You know, these are the most volatile stocks in the stock market. And you wanted the smoke, you got the smoke. You know, everybody wants to short a wild stock and then, you know, almost like a cult, you know, tame it like a buck, where it would drop, you know, the second you jump on the horse, the horse starts to behave, but it's a bucking bronco when everybody else jumps on it and throws them off the horse. Well, nothing special about you. Nobody, the stock doesn't know that you're in it, you're short it doesn't know anything. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. So unless you have a special reason to think that, you know, it's gonna start dropping as soon as you start shorting it, be prepared for some more pain. Now, I do think these mini bubbles collapse a lot faster. Like, you know, quantum computing is obviously, you know, a mini bubble that's just a couple of high growth stocks. And in this bubble, it's kind of like a, you know, EVTOL. I think Joby is awesome short, for example. Joby is like just a stupid company. Joby's not going to exist in 5 years. Doug still has a job for now. Did D-Wave put out a press release? This is the strangest little survey. I still don't have access to the D-Wave computer. Anybody who can get me access, again, I'll pay you $500. And of course, I'll pay any bill I incur on D-Wave. I'll do a little testing, man. What's the big deal? They don't have any customers. That's why. I mean, to be fair, like I don't think they want small customers, which is fine. That's their business model. I don't think he can be CEO of two at once. Yeah, I don't know why Amit's so popular. Again, I'm happy for him. I like him. But I think it's like the production value, maybe. I'm also like, I'm busy. Like, streaming is not my main vocation. Streaming kind of hurts me, to be honest. I just like doing it. So Opendoor has some real estate value. I don't care what you use the D-Wave money to do, but you have to get the D-Wave box, and there's no obvious way to get it, and it doesn't feel like anybody's able to get it. I think the reason is like, if they give out access to the box, that means that like anybody can run code and show that there sucks, and they kind of want to control who runs their code and make sure that, you know, anybody running their code puts out something favorable about them. I think I'm just gonna buy a Sarepta, set it and forget it. You know, I'm happy to be long it, but I'm not gonna overthink it. I think it's too much brain damage. We can work on other stocks. There's a new binary coming up that's gonna be really exciting that I'm really looking forward to. That's gonna hopefully be very profitable. IonQ news now. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was last week, I think. IonQ should try to get to 100 qubits before they talk about before they talk about millions. All right, let me see what's going on. So Opendoor up 23%, Sarepta down 9%. These are the most actives. A couple of small caps there. Recursion's up 4 or 5%. Navitas is up. QuantumScape, QS is down. ZimV Zinvi is up. What the fuck is Zinvi? Zinvi is a med tech getting bought out. Yeah, they're going private. D-Wave up a little bit on the open here to up 3%. Nvidia, I think Nvidia is going to 200. The demand for these GPUs is just so high. They're Meta and OpenAI, Microsoft, they're never going to stop buying. What else is going on? Sarepta down 9%, hopefully bottoming out. Apple and Amazon up slightly, Baba down a little bit, Bitcoin at 118K, Sailor bought some, Google's up a little bit, a lot of people getting more constructive on Google, IonQ up $1, Meta up $5, which is only 1%, Microsoft down, interestingly, 1%, very weird move there. Nvidia flattish, only up 30 bips. A little bit bearish. PayPal up 50 cents. AT&T, Tesla rallying up 2% almost. Elon saying he's going to focus more on the company. Taiwan Semi down 60 bips. Feels like semis are a little heavy right now, which is surprising. Sarepta crawling back 1320. Biotech up slightly. Amgen's up slightly. AbbVie, Pfizer, J&J down 50 bips. Novartis, AstraZeneca, BioMarin all up a little bit. Lilly down a little bit. Talking with a friend about Lilly Direct program. Really disintermediating HIMS. No need for HIMS when you have Lilly Direct. Novo up a little bit. Merck flat to down. Vertex down $1. Alnylam up 1 or 2%. Teva up 2%. What else is going on in biotech? CRISPR up 4%. Tilly up 5%. Tilly's been rallying a bit. SPY's up 24 basis points. Rigetti down now. IonQ down. QUBT down. Nvidia's down. D-Wave fading. INMB down 3% there. Had a really big rally last week. You know, this is the micro cap that we shorted. That's finally dropping a bit. Yeah, a lot of the quantum stocks were really hot last week, which is why our performance took a nosedive. That plus Sarepta was a big 1-2 combo punch. But I see the quantum giving back its gains. It's a really nice sign. Not really current on BBAI. There goes quantum rally again. D-Wave now up 3%, IonQ up slightly. We'll look into it. This is a company called Stride, LRN, learning company. It takes a lot of time to learn a new stock. And Avex's almost worth as much as Sarepta, who has 4 approved drugs. Sarepta's certainly not a flawless company. I mean, a lot of issues there. Revenue for Opendoor just has dropped and dropped and dropped. Can't imagine there's anything too exciting about this company. But it was probably undervalued when it was in the doldrums, and now it's probably a little overvalued. Depends on how they mark their inventory of the houses they bought. Okay, I didn't know this. Oh, wait. Cash flow, operating activities. Okay. What a weird business. I can't say I can make heads or tail of this. Maybe just don't understand it. I wouldn't touch Opendoor long or short for now, unless you really read the 10K and really try to understand what the hell this business actually is. Opendoor has mostly asset-backed debt. I like Lilly. It remains to be seen just how much GLPs will grow, but I'm bullish on GLPs. I think they keep growing. Lilly's the leader. Helps that they're American. I think the FDA is not happy with Sarepta. The clinical hold is consistent with kind of they're upset about this vector. They don't want anyone to use this vector. It's dangerous. They're gonna have to work this out. Square is in the S&P 500 now. Yeah, I don't think H.C. Wainwright is particularly known for their excellent research, but analysts in general, sell-side analysts are, I think these days it's just not something that most people are focused on. I mean, they can be informative. They can catch you up on a stock very quickly. I mean, the buy side doesn't issue reports, so there's a lot of good investors in both sides, Plenty of sell-siders end up becoming tremendous investors when they move to the buy side. Sarepta is pretty unprecedented. Not too many situations like this in history of biotech. 𝗕𝗀𝗏𝗧𝗏 was probably the closest. Isabri was not pulled off the market. It got a REMS program, black box warning, and doctors figured out how to work with it, and it's still used quite a lot today. Yeah, Sarepta almost break even now, but still have eyes on D-Wave. Bluebird pretty unprecedented too, yeah. That's a good one. Following the market pretty close there. Fartcoin's out of control, as are all altcoins. Showing you where the risk temperature is right now. Feels like we're close to a top. Oh, you want me to talk to Sailor? Exclusive interview with Sailor? Yeah, I think part of the reason Monster was such a monster is that they started off as a small cap. That's a good question. Benjo asks, can you reach high gate fidelity so that you can make 2 million qubits useful? Well, controlling 2 million qubits with lasers is something that is probably impossible, but IonQ is going to try to figure that out over the next 20 or 30 years. But as of now, there's a natural limit to how many qubits you can do with ion traps. I think they top out at maybe a couple hundred. And their prayer to save themselves is that they get to do a modular design, which is kind of what Rigetti's trying to do in a different way. So by connecting each subunit, they hope that they can kind of daisy chain and entangle across multiple devices. I think this is wishful thinking, and they certainly haven't demonstrated it. And we know that a couple hundred qubits is basically a useless device because these still kind of need error correction, even though IonQ is hoping that they don't. D-Wave has cost my portfolio like 30-something%, so I'd be flat if it weren't for D-Wave. Yeah, at least Fartcoin doesn't have lethal side effect, right? I think if you're trying to raise the price of a stock by buying it, I think it's probably you would need to buy either some percentage of the market cap or some percentage of daily volume. If you buy 200% of daily volume, you'll probably raise the stock price. I like Gilead. No position. All the quantum's down except D-Wave. Annoying. Yeah, I'm going to look at Regenix. You think never again below 100K Bitcoin? I don't know. That seems like a tough bet. Yeah. Don't be Archegos. Yeah, I'm sure Gilead will buy one of those players, MS. AVXL is a short. I am short Joby. Aqib is just not that interesting, sorry. Maybe so, Tech, maybe so. You know, opinions change very quickly. Traders tend to change their minds fast. Yeah, I didn't see all the Archegos private communications. Probably would not short a 4 million market cap. That sounds like pretty limited upside. Yeah, Capper's gone to 0. Capper's all cap. We know this. It's right in the name. US dollar will be discontinued. That's the catalyst. What if D-Wave goes to 30? That's pretty harsh, Islanders. I really don't know what the beat buy even is, but like it does seem like I would lean short, but I don't know. Lil Ape. Yeah, that's a good name for Chucky. Call him Lil Ape. Hey, yo, Ape. Starts crawling to me. Yeah. Nah, Ape. I'm Big Ape. You Lil Ape. Lil Baggy. Godell. Do a quick treasury. Yeah, investment series is good. Adobe still will exist in 5 years. Shorting's part of a good investment program. It's just long-short investing kind of blows up in manias. The longs don't go your way, and the shorts definitely go against you because the mania just takes over. So in this type of period for long-short investing, you're just trying to survive. And market timing, which I don't even think is a real skill, but market timing is crucial. Do I know about Bitcoin dominance? No, it's a brand new idea to me. Please explain. Well, that's why we got to keep our position sizes reasonable, James. And miraculously, I missed most of this Sarepta fallout. It's kind of a miracle luck. I mean, it gave us a nice opportunity. It rallied a huge amount. And then, I don't know if management just lied to us or... Well, timing is important in investing, but I don't know if it's actually a skill you can game. Just like being smart is really important for math, but I don't think you can control how smart you are. You're more or less born with it. Any sarcastic comments in the chat, you got big problems. 1350, but I've lost about 6% of the port in Sarepta. Yeah, performance since around April. I think I opened these accounts April or May. I don't remember. Sarepta's management could use a little refresh. I mean, I hate to say it. Maybe I just shouldn't say it. But not disclosing that material, quote unquote, death, that's not just a mistake that hurts us, but it's also a mistake that like could open up some legal risk. I haven't kept averaging down on Sarepta. I sold it at 28 and bought it back at 13.5. What's the problem? I think Doug will be out this week, but we'll see. The moms have a lot of influence, believe it or not. And Sarepta still has a lot of influence. So Laura Loomer is going after 𝗦𝗂𝗘, and Laura Loomer's gotten bigger people fired. It is 𝗦𝗂𝗘. Could be time to revisit Solid, yeah. Yeah, they promote somebody from within as interim CEO. Market's up 45 basis points. Nvidia's slightly up. I really like Nvidia. I think that's going to be a $200 stock pretty quick. Well, I put it in Godel at the exact time it happened. So Alfonso, you should have sold it too. You know, do you remember when it doubled? Almost doubled? I don't really compare myself to the market. And, you know, this is a deliberately volatile portfolio. Maybe it was on YouTube. Yeah, I think both. Yeah, not on Sarepta channel. Not a huge fan of 𝗂𝗃, but I don't know too much about it, to be honest. INMB is worth 0, but yeah, no, I don't know. It's just my instinct. Probably Ralph. Yeah, that's true too. I had a major margin call from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏
sell it for me anyway. So just dumb luck on my part. I remember putting in the order at 28 and it dropped to like 26 and I was like, I'm probably not going to get it. And then it went up for another second. But it was up a lot and the news that was out wasn't that interesting. Like they said, what they say, that they were getting a black box for Levitus and that was that. Obviously that proved to be a lie. I mean, the Schwab margin stuff is so conservative that it's basically always negative, even though I'm not even using leverage. It's just so conservative. On the long side, MJ, right? So Replimune, should we try to get this figured out by the PDUFA date? I hate PDUFAs where we don't know what the FDA is going to do, but we know the FDA has not been nice lately, right? So maybe they'll say no to these guys. Doug will be fired soon and the stock will go up 10%. I'm not sure that's going to help a ton of people, but something's going right. Sarepta again almost up. D-Wave going all over the place. Still in the quantum short, still short Joby. It's a wild market. We're at war right now. The bulls are running. They don't want boring stocks. They don't want valuable stocks. They want the juiciest they can find. Oh, there's fraud? Give me some of that. I want to be long that. Oh, this company's running out of money? Oh, I love that. Product's fake? Oh, sweet. Let me buy that. CEO liar? Need that. Well, except for Sarepta. Whatever is bleeding edge, whether it's real or not. Quantum teleportation. We're going to teleport matter across the globe instantly, violating the no cloning theorem. Entangled particles. We don't have the revenue yet on Godel. We have more revenue than QUBT. We almost have more revenue than D-Wave. But I just don't think we have the revenue yet to really substantiate an IPO. Maybe I gotta start thinking different, you know? Start my time machine company, perpetual motion division. We got time machines, perpetual motion, quantum computing, gene therapy. That sounds like 5 billion cap. How about we do a clinical trial of like 6 patients and file for FDA approval anyway for bagatosis, severe chronic bagatosis. Okay, so these guys are trying to get approval of their drug, which is called 𝗍𝗒𝗪𝗔𝗍𝗒𝗪𝗔. 𝗍𝗒𝗪𝗔𝗍. No cloning is a physics theorem, but yeah, it doesn't apply to animals. XRP treasury. Jail was better than this bull market. This bubble is worse than jail. Okay, so they could get accelerated approval. And the AUGIs, for any of you options traders out there, the AUGIs are in play. 12.5 straddle is around $4. So the one thing to keep in mind is these guys have a ton of cash. So they have $6 in cash. So what's the worst the stock can go is like $6, so keep that in mind. Also doing a little programming right now on the other screen I have. Okay, so let's see. They have this Ignite trial. I assume this is the basis for approval. PD1 failed melanoma. Oh, okay, so they would retreat you with it. 33% objective response rate, 15% complete response rate. It's pretty good. But it's too hard to tell without a control group. How do you know that it's the drug, not placebo? I have to look at how they did the study. Alone and in combination. So how'd they do alone? We have a wonderful designer named Maggie who designed the logo. What happened to the patients that got monotherapy though? Okay, registration cohort. Okay, they see the activity here. So OR plus PR. Overall response usually includes complete response. Yeah, this might be fugazi. Okay, best overall response. Why not just wait for the phase 3 if you're FDA? I don't see the need. Is there monotherapy efficacy? That's my main question. 6 out of 16 maybe? He really doesn't have clear. I don't think open is a good short. I am so suspicious of this. Well, you know, single agent response rate is usually good enough, but if you're doing a combination, it's really hard to tell where the activity is coming from. No AdCom, right? Is this thing ever published? Market is definitely insane. I've seen something like this in 20 years, really, 25 years. The short seller shops there's nothing they can really say or do. There's the Carvana report. That stock just kept going up. Have they never published this thing? They had publication. Really? We'll certainly learn how the FDA views this stuff from Replimune, because this is a tough one. I'm not sure I'd approve it if it were me. Billion market cap, 500 million enterprise value. I think the calls make sense. But I also wonder if you buy the stock and buy the puts. That seems like a pretty nice return. Wow, D-Wave, $20. That would never happen. Look at all these drawdowns. When D-Wave is at 14, like just a few weeks ago, we thought it was all over. Rigetti's down, Qubits down, IonQ is down, INMB is down. And what is that? Sarepta is down a little bit, but not that bad. It's right at my average. S&P's up 60 bips here. Short some more D-Wave. New performance update. Went from down 28 to down 22. Quantum broke 256-bit encryption. That didn't happen, all right? Let me be real with you. That hasn't happened yet. That didn't happen, pal. I'm on Camelback. Chilling on Camelback. Yeah, I'm bullish on Sarepta. I like it. I've thought about it pretty hard. I think they're going to be all right. Might take a year. Quantum is going to continue growing what? Growing revenue? Quantum computing in space. The average for D-Wave's like 5, okay? It's like 5. I think they might approve Repl. It looks like there's some activity there. I hate these. I hate it when you give 2 drugs and you're like, well, it's my drug doing all the heavy lifting. It's like, bro, what? If your drug is doing the heavy lifting, you wouldn't need to give it with the second drug. Why are you giving it with the second drug? Yeah, the moms are already saying that not only, honestly, this might be good advertising for them. It's like, not only do we want the drug, I want my kid to take it now. It takes a long time for FDA to remove a drug from the market. You'll see the Goodell stock pick, trust me. Trust me, believe me, you'll see it. Eh, Jacob, I don't know. It might, it's priced in. The moms would be very mad. The moms, they'll be mad. You're talking to these moms, okay? They're very mad.
China.
They're very mad. They don't like it.
China.
They don't like it. when you take their drugs away for their kids. The kids are very sick, believe me. Believe me. I don't know, Owen. It's hard to say. I mean, the sicker you are, the more likely you are to get sick, but it's really not 100% clear that they're not going to have liver problems in even ambulatory people.